The point is, by describing in small pieces and then interpreting later, we start to put the pieces together. We start to look at it incrementally, and it invites us in. If we just try to get the big picture, if we just say, okay, what are they supposed to be? It's huge. And what that promotes is the answer, I don't get it. And that's not where we want to go. We want to pull out and start to understand. We want to put the pieces together. I can't tell you how many times in student classrooms I've been through that oh moment where someone says, oh, he's the car. Oh, it's a crash. Oh, I get it. It's supposed to be an accident. Bang. Everybody just goes. And they're excited. But until one person pulled out that little piece, the rest of it didn't fall into place. And so this idea of breaking it down into small pieces is a first step of us understanding. Yeah, and that's an important thing. Our eyes can describe. Okay, here we go. Be ready to hold it for a little bit. 3, 2, 1, and freeze. My eye sees.
I see outstretched arm.
Outstretched arm. My eye sees.
A covered laugh.
Covered laugh.
My eye sees pointing.
My eye sees pointing.
My eye sees hand on hip.
Hand on hip.
My eye sees smile.
A smile. My eye sees.
Feet on a chair.
Feet on a chair. My eye sees.
Someone sitting.
Someone sitting. My eye sees.
Hand on chest.
Hand on chest. Okay, and relax. It's hard to hold that long. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and freeze. I imagine they are.
Laughing at her.
Laughing at her. I imagine they are.
Telling her she's too little.
I imagine they're telling her she's too little. I imagine they are. Making fun of her.
Scolding her.
Scolding her. Now we can extend that to I imagine she is. I imagine that person's supposed to be. I imagine
She is reaching for the star.
she's reaching for the star. I imagine
That she's a star.
that she is the star. Okay? I imagine
I imagine she's sparkling with adventure.
she's sparkling with adventure. Good, and you can relax. Thank you for helping us out there. If you take your students through, as all of you said, you know, for the last few weeks we've been working on Snapshot and Tableau. If you work with them to develop your trait list like we did yesterday, then that's where self-assessment can come. Now I can turn to your group, and let's say each of our groups have shown. We've described, we've interpreted each group. Now I can turn back to your group and say, all right, now tell me what are the different traits you feel like you could do better with in your group? What were the pieces that maybe were missing, or what could you do more in one of these areas? Inevitably, some group's going to say, oh, I think we got everything. So then it's like, well, what trait could you do more with? What's something you can make more out of? Yeah, if you had 3 levels in there, how do you get 4, 5, 6? So using the traits list, the criteria list, as the beginning for a self-assessment tool. Yeah, because if we get into critiquing each other, it gets a little difficult. And you want to leave that until the place that you're kind of built up enough comfort and understanding of what you're doing in the art that you understand what critique means. So I think self-assessing, the evaluative step, is an important one. As you go into the toolkit and tear out the pages that are your pages, you'll notice in every one of them they have a DIE section and they have a rubric. And so a lot of that's already written out for you as a guide. So it gives you a starting place within the toolkit. So this stuff will be there to help you kind of along the way. But this is kind of just a step in the water, so to speak, and with the describe, interpret, evaluate. But I think it makes a little more sense now that we've been through this journey to see that the my eye sees and I imagine.